to the Big Ass Cornhole Show with Sean and Dane, the host, you know, talking cornhole life and random fun. Grab a beer, let's get it done. From tossing bags to let's wild ride, tune in and join the party, don't you hide. It's the Big Ass Cornhole podcast time with Sean and Dane. It's always prime.
All right, there's music and stuff that continues on. We're going to get this thing going. Let's be honest, right? Let's just cut it short. Brought to you by Draggin Bags. Great bags. Go get your hands on some. You know the drill. Just go over to Draggin Bags. But we have this lean piece of meat waiting in the wings over here.
Dane
so
just couldn't help himself.
I couldn't help myself. He was definitely pointing in the right direction of me going to miss this man. But without further ado, Sean, can you just kick us off, baby?
Well, sure. Well, welcome back to yet another episode of the Big Ass Cornhole Podcast. I would say it's just Sean and Dane joining us, but as Dane alluded to, we have just the Scoreholio stud. We're going to refer to him now, Mr. Ben Budhu. What's going on? Or at least half of him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We got to change it. Like it's like Ben Budhu.
Ooh, I know.
Yeah,
ooh,
like,
damn.
hey.
Oh,
Yeah, so,
yeah,
right. Like,
I thought this was going to be more of a shirts and skins.
Listen, we could scare
podcast,
Patreon members a whole bunch.
It's actually in my contract clause, though. For the public safety, I always am forever a shirt.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
Oh, okay. There you go. Perfect. Well, you know,
Children do watch the show.
Podcast, you know, something like that.
Ben, how you been, man? You look awesome, first of all.
Thanks, man. Been getting after it health-wise, you know, turn of the year, trying to really get after it and start working out and be a little healthy. You know, it's kind of boring, but, you know, it has its positives.
There's a lot of people that do it and seem to enjoy it. I call them psychopaths.
I like working out, but like I don't know about you. I do so much better. I need to find like an accountability buddy, like someone that goes to the gym with me. I'm just so much better because I'm too nice to myself when I go by myself. I'm really convincing. I can talk myself out of doing pretty much anything at the gym if I'm by myself.
Well, you know, it kind of helped out because my wife started doing it too.
Yeah.
Right. So then it was like every morning we were driving to the gym together. Every night I was driving to the gym, doing more cardio, things like that. But really it was like the competition, right? So the whole thing was the gym had this competition for 60 days. And if you won $25,000 worth of stuff, like $10,000 in cash, $15,000 in prizes. For me, I didn't really care too much about that. I just wanted to win. I love competition.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I was like, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock in. So I'm not going to drink. I'm going to follow these macros, which I didn't even know what macros were at the beginning, but like your protein, your carbs, your fats. Like, and I weighed everything that went in my body, you know, followed the whole routine. I was a high school wrestler. So, you know, it was like, hey, I could cut weight. I've done this before, but, you know, at 45, it's a little bit different.
Amen, brother.
A little bit.
Amen.
You know? But, you know, it was a lot of fun and I'm pretty stoked that I did it. But like I said, I did have my 20-year anniversary with my wife. Right
Congratulations,
after.
by the way. That's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, and I might have put on a couple pounds right after.
It does that suck? Like after you cut, like it comes on so fast.
It's so
afterwards.
fast. It's like, oh,
those are earned pounds, all right? Those are earned pounds.
They are. You know, and it's you know, it's just so it could take like months, and then you have like one weekend where you have pizza and Miller Lite. You're like,
dude, I know, right?
Marshmallow Man again.
Well, but it does help. It does help you to think though, and it's like, wow, I used to do that like every weekend. Well, shit, like, like if I start doing the math, like, no wonder I got fat. You know, it's like, okay, it's like it kind of makes sense now.
The calorie deficit, it was always at surplus, right?
God,
so it's, but you know, if you think about it, like when you were like 18 to 25, you were like active, right? So you were like riding a bike, you were skateboarding, doing whatever, you know, you were doing.
It's nice of you to think of us as riding bike and skateboarding types, but
you know, in California, that's what we do.
I was playing rugby, so I was running all the time and burning, you know what I mean, working out and doing all that stuff.
Well, honestly, I always like look back at college and I'm like, I walked everywhere. I probably like would huff it like, you know.
They say, you know, so the guy at the gym that was my buddy that I was lifting with, he's a professional bodybuilder.
Okay.
Right? So his thing was just walking. Like that's what you have to do. Like cardio wise, just get out and walk. It's like, you know, it's amazing what that'll do for you, right? Who knew that eating healthy and walking and being working out would actually be a good thing for you? Who knew?
It's funny because my wife has been going through the same thing. Like 3 months ago, she decided she's always been blessed with like having a great metabolism, always been pretty lean. But, you know, after a second kid, you know, bodies change and all that stuff. So she decided I'm going to start working out for like the first time in her life. And she lost 30 pounds in like 2 months. but same
That's
thing.
awesome.
She was going super psycho mode, like measuring everything. But now it's
Yeah.
almost like going opposite, because now if she doesn't work out for a day or if she eats bad, then I have to hear about it. And like, she's like, I'm going to put on all the weight in one day because I didn't work out. I'm like, see, I think like that thinking is a little unhealthy too. You need to find like that good balance. So, and just,
that balance is always tough. I mean, for a while there, I was like addicted to cornhole, right? So it was like 5 days a week. I was going to work cornhole tournaments in a bar.
Yeah.
So you're drinking, you're getting drunk, you're eating pizza.
Correct.
Like it's not like cornhole venues are typically serving salad, right? So whenever you get into like a rut like that, but yeah, you got to find that balance where you're trying to like, you can still live your life, right? Go to a wine tasting or something. Like my wife went to a wine tasting when I was doing this, and I was like, that sounds so fun. Damn
it.
But you can't like skip out on that kind of stuff, right? They're great memories. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, that balance is what I'm trying to get back to. I kind of went from one extreme to the next, but
that's life though. Makes it fun.
That's kind of how I live my life. But
Absolutely.
anyway, so talking about life changes, changes for you guys over there. Huh?
Yeah,
What
man.
you guys,
Yeah.
you guys going to be on TV now instead of a podcast? Is that
Yeah,
what we're
actually,
doing?
I mean, I guess now's as good a time as ever, but no, we're definitely not going to TV. Come
Yeah,
on
it's just like a lot of changes coming up in our
Yeah.
lives. Like I'm hopefully, I mean, fingers crossed, I'm applying for a new position that seems to be going pretty well, it's going to be a lot of travel for me. So just that coming up. Dane's moving.
Just got a new house.
Dane just bought a new house. So he's not
Congratulations.
going to be in my development down the street from me anymore. So just a
Fortunately
lot of
not.
things. And I mean, I don't know, like we're
Is
just
he,
not, we don't play
calling back
cornhole
and
anymore.
Throw a bowl away? Can you throw a bag over to his house from where
No,
you're
I'm
at?
going to be a solid like 20-minute drive.
Oh, from right now? Right now,
Yeah.
he's down the street from me. We're in the same development, so moving a few cities away. So just things are changing, and it's just we're not involved in it anymore. Like I can't. The last time I think I played in a tournament was Cito's cancer fundraiser last September. Like I just don't play in a league anymore. I'm like I got 2 kids are in the thick of like it's their sports, and I'm coaching both their teams. I just don't have time for it, and it's not that I don't like it. It's just the weekly grind of trying to come up with content for just cornhole. When this year it's been pretty fucking boring, man. And I'm just like, kind of just lost the spark. And I just feel like, at least at the professional side of the things that we've kind of covered for a long time, it just seems like maybe
It's different now.
It's peaked and
Yeah.
it's kind of just leveled off, which is fine. Like I think it's still in a good spot, but like maybe we've just we've served our purpose, and it's time to pass the torch, and hopefully somebody else will step up and start doing the content and that stuff. And it doesn't.
I've loved it. I mean, you guys have been an integral part of the games for so long.
I appreciate
mean,
that, man.
Yeah, thank you.
I just remember there was a heyday when there were like 5 podcasts.
Yeah, it was
and then
fun.
every day there'd be a new podcast that was popping up. And whenever we were doing remember during COVID, we were doing the virtual challenges. That was so much fun.
Still the best tournament ever, like broadcast to date. I'm sorry, I don't care what anyone says.
Ben, I
Who
think
else
we
has crushed an entire
we were
case
like
of
way
beer
ahead of our time for
on a
that.
live stream. Yeah.
I mean, we were way ahead of our time for that. I mean, we're the first ones doing like live stream tournaments, like to ever do something like that. And I think it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
I still look back at those days as some of the biggest catalysts for what Scoreholio became.
Oh, I'm
because
sure.
I was in my garage at that point. I had 4 or 5 screens, and I would have all these virtual tournaments across the world going on.
Yeah.
And it gave us great, it sucked we were all locked down, but at least it gave us all something to do. And it kind of gave, when we were coming out of it, people started really using us during that time. And we did have a lot of fun. I mean, there was some great. I mean,
That was awesome.
we had tournaments where I think that you guys were smashing like 30 beers during a tournament.
That was
man.
the second.
I mean,
That was this. Okay, so that's actually a funny story. So the second one we did, we had all those prop bets, right? And it was a case race between us and all of them. Dane pretty much like devoured crushed
I
everyone.
took that.
We also
myself.
warned the dog cows would take that one because they're from Boston. They figured they would be
try.
drinkers.
The
You Cleveland boys.
Midwest drinks. All right,
you
East
Cleveland
Coast.
boys,
They
and then
talk.
our Cali boys really let us down. I mean, did they? Maybe what they have like 2 IPAs.
Well, yeah, they're bruising, and like they had brews in their name.
Yeah,
you know what I
brews
mean?
and
Like they almost
reviews
had
and
nothing.
just-
Yeah, they probably want the heavier stuff though. But yeah,
that's a good point.
It was a good time.
I personally can't drink that heavy stuff. I wish I could because I slam Miller Lights faster than water. Sometimes.
yeah, correct.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of that, can we do a quick
Yeah,
what
we
you
could do
drinking
that. Yeah, why
segment?
not?
Just this is worth a shout out.
What you drinking?
So Dane brought down tonight. It's the Corona Sunbrew Citrus Cerveza. It's actually phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's like a
Corona
Corona?
shandy.
Yeah, it's like a shandy Corona. It's really
okay.
dangerous though.
It's a great
This is
summer
like,
beer.
drink. Right
this is
there.
like
Hell
fucking
yeah.
Kool-Aid. Like this would be a hot summer day. I could rip through a 12 pack and be like, why can't I walk?
Dude, I went to so backstory to me finding this beer. I went out for a margarita with the wife after we actually looked at the house we inevitably bought, and that was the beer after my first marg that I had. And as soon as I drank it, I'm like, why did I get a margarita?
Yeah.
This thing's fucking phenomenal. Like, it's just a
So
clean,
is
easy
it-
beer.
Do you not even have to put a lime in it?
No,
then?
it's like
already-
flavored
It's
already.
just- yeah, you just
Little
pop it,
hint
it's
of
got
orange, little hint of
little
lime. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it's
not
clean.
too
What are we
sweet.
talking? Like a 4.7, 4.6?
Yeah, 4.5.
There?
Yeah,
4.5.
Is that
4.5?
what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good summer drink.
Right?
That's my kind of drink. See,
Yeah.
like,
Exactly.
I mean, I could
That's
sit
one
there
that you
and
can
slam
just-
those.
yeah, just
Highly
chill.
recommend it. So if you're out this summer, you're looking for something refreshing, go give this Corona Sunbrew a new one. It's pretty good. I like it. It'll be doable. The
like-
only thing is like the glass bottles sometimes get me. You know what I mean? I got kids around. I'm more of a
Yeah.
can guy.
Oh,
It's
they
just
have
safer.
them in cans.
Oh, do they
too.
have
Yeah,
can- I mean, it's
don't
definitely
fear.
not.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely find them in cans.
So where I play cornhole now is actually at the beach, and we're not even like
That's
allowed
sick.
to have glass down there. So you
Okay.
have to pour it into a cup. So
Can't have
kinda-
cans either.
That was like I feel like that was a low key like
Okay.
subtle
Okay.
flex too. He's like, I play cornhole
Yeah, we
on
play
the beach.
on the
Like,
beach.
so-
Yeah.
On the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. It's like,
This view behind me is not my view.
bullshit.
Sure.
I mean, Dane's buying houses. I'm still a renter, so he's not paying for houses.
Once again, that's the power of the Midwest.
Yeah,
all
correct.
right?
You come to Ohio, but
Yeah, you can buy 5 houses.
the price you rent. So
yeah, it was a little flex, but I will tell you, like, for how bad I have been at cornhole my whole life, I've been on a little bit of a hot streak lately.
Hey, you
took
shed
down
the
one of better
LBs, man,
players.
and all of a sudden, that athletic fire just lights inside of you, man.
Maybe it's the muscles, you know.
Yeah.
Like I can finally swing a bag, you know.
do you think it's just
I-
you just don't care as much anymore? Like you're just not actively like trying to get better?
I will say that in my like they used to call it getting the bends back at my old where I used to play because I moved about a year and a half ago, right?
Okay.
And so where I used to play, you know, with all the guys that played all the time, they would call it getting the bends because you'd be playing fine and then all of a sudden you just start sucking. And it's because you're my head. I get my head.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I start like for one bad throw, I start thinking, why did I throw it like that? I should throw it like this. Oh, maybe I should change my grip. Maybe I need to throw it higher.
Sounds a lot like
And
the
then I would
Sean's.
be like all over.
Yeah.
Like,
We're cut from the
it's a
same
disaster.
cloth, man. Yes.
So maybe you know, it's just not caring. It could be it. I mean,
100%.
You know, just kind of more relaxed.
For
you know?
me, that's I found that is my sweet spot for everything I do athletically. If I can
Yeah.
just not forget that it's a competition and just like go out and enjoy myself, I just tend to do way better. And anytime like we do fuck around and like throw a bag now, it's like I feel like I'm so much better now.
Yeah,
even
'cause
though
you don't
I
give a
haven't-
shit.
Yeah, and I just throw a flatter bag and I don't have to try, and it's just like this. It all just
there-
comes back
I
very
was,
quickly.
right the weekend after the 60-day challenge I was at, I was like at a little house party, and we were throwing them pretty good. So I was in a really relaxed mode.
Hell yeah.
And so it was with the guy that I actually play tennis with every now and again,
Okay.
right? And he crushes me at tennis, and I'm always stressed, and I'm like running around as hard as I can, and he's always telling me to relax. And
Yeah.
so whenever I was playing cornhole, I was throwing dimes, dude. I was throwing airmails. Like I'd like to say I threw a cut bag, but it might have been on accident.
It doesn't matter. It works.
It doesn't matter.
You
But he
control the
walked up
story.
And he was like, you know, why don't you play tennis like this? Like you're so relaxed and throwing the bag super easy. And I was like, I don't know, like you know, I just
I don't think.
different.
Are
Tennis
you
is a little
allowed
more
to?
intense.
And can you run around the tennis court with a beer in your hand? Yeah, I mean, I feel
you
like
maybe wear like one of those helmets.
that would be
with,
sick.
a
Or like
can.
Honestly,
the
I
book
never
pack with
swing-
like the little straw.
I never
Like a
swing
little
two-handed in
hydration bag?
tennis, so I could actually probably do it. Like
Yeah.
my left hand is not useful in tennis at all for me. I have one hand backhand, one hand forehand. I don't double anything.
That's fair.
so.
Okay. You're like Federer, Roger Federer, but it was like
Yeah.
that. So.
Yeah, they say like Dane, and then there's Roger Federer, like
It was just right there.
above.
Very similar people.
I have a beautiful
basically the
just
same.
reverse cut, like backhand. It is gorgeous, just
That
like
is
his
funny though, Sean.
feathery.
Whenever I was in college, I actually used one of those bladders from the backpack, and I hung it up above my bed. And I put Miller Lite, or at the time I think it was Keystone Ice.
Oh well,
Okay.
obviously, get the extra boast. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's like a very healthy thing to tell everybody out there, but you know.
But you're still here, and you're
You
like
survived.
you're like a
It
role
was- I
model
used
for
to
every
call
kid
it
in
my
college.
beer
Yes.
IV.
Yeah, absolutely. Correct. You wake up in a panic. You're like, oh, good, it's still there.
Yes, exactly. So, anyways, you guys are going to be moving on. Now you can just relax and play some cornhole every now and again, whenever you want. We can still go to a TCL event down there.
Dude.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's the thing. Like everyone, like they want to cast it off. Like we're gonna continue something else on.
Like,
we don't
we've
know
been
quite what
involved in
it's
this-
at, but like we still want to have
Yeah.
cornhole be a part of whatever we venture off to. 'Cause,
I've
like,
made too
I'm
many
still
good
gonna
friends.
Follow, I'm still gonna follow the
Yeah.
pro league and everything.
I just don't.
We just won't talk about it.
I
every
can't, I
week.
don't want the pressure of having to talk about it, like forcing myself to come up with content
Yeah,
like every week. Like that's just not fun for me.
I watch
anymore.
every other sport under the sun, and
Yeah.
I have too much to talk about every other sport to just.
I mean,
only
are
commit
you
to
watching the
cornhole.
World Cup right now? It's been
It's
so
literally
fun.
on the background
have
right now.
Norway
I
and Senegal
love
on
it.
right now.
Like Holland's one of the greatest players in the
Maybe
world.
what
It's
we-
unbelievable,
Maybe if we actually implemented flopping in the cornhole game, it'd be more interesting. For
right?
you guys.
Yeah, correct.
If somebody like mishandles your bag, you just fall to the ground.
And like a fist bump and miss it.
yeah, just fall to the ground.
I also think a little bit like the cornhole pro scene is missing guys like a Trevor Brooks. Just guys that are
Yeah,
like
we
push
need-
the envelope a little bit.
We
And
need
got a
some
little bit.
villains. Yeah, we need some villains.
We got a little bit of it with like Roy Ball when he made the post about like just catch me like when we're in Arizona and I'll have people backing me. Like it was very clean.
I mean,
you know what
Jeremiah
I mean? Like
Ellis back in the day. used to
100%.
really-
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like
That
we
was
need that
so much
little
fun.
the good like the good chirping is good. Like Jordan Power when Jordan Power is
Oh, yeah.
making the broadcast, like it's a good
It's
thing for
great.
the game.
Yeah,
Oh,
Now-
and Wooten back in the day, like even like right at the end or beginning of COVID, he had a lot of good little beefs going. I wouldn't say beefs, but the challenges were
For
great,
sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, I still watch everything. So I mean, I still enjoy watching the professionals play.
Absolutely.
I hop on a live feed and watch it, and I think it's pretty good. So it's
the level of
I do
skill is
think the
crazy.
sport is kind of transforming.
Yeah.
Like if I were to look at it from like Scoreholio's point of view,
Yes.
we're definitely I would say middled for like the past couple of months, like
Okay.
maybe since we talked. I think the last time we talked might have been September.
Yeah,
Maybe.
something right around there.
Right
yeah.
around that,
Yeah.
yeah.
There. Yeah, and I was telling you guys like we're going into the lull, right?
Yeah.
And we're kind of in the lull again because we did go up from
Okay.
January till about, right about now is whenever you have kids that are playing sports.
Yeah.
Like, I just
Summertime,
remember
man.
we
It's
applied for our
even
20th
though
anniversary.
cornhole's an
People-
outdoor activity, it's a time suck activity, and you don't have
Yeah.
time in the summertime. So
Yeah.
like people can't
Yeah.
commit it. And
People
that's
are going
exactly
like
my
on
reason.
vacation. They got things they got to do. They're watching the World Cup, things like that. But I do think that I was just talking to somebody in Texas that's running a league, and he's got some numbers that are growing. And I was asking him what was going on, and it reminded me of slow pitch softball. And I think
Okay.
that's where our transition's kind of going to be in the next year or so. If I was looking at it, like, I played some men's slow pitch softball for like 10 years, and I was on a good like A-level team, and we would travel every now and again, and we were good. I mean, somebody that was a C level or D level couldn't just come on our team and play. They
Okay.
could annihilate it. They might get murdered by a ball, right? Well, I also played on a co-ed league with my wife where it was like fun.
Yeah, beer
Had a
league.
good time. We'd be drinking 6-packs and then go to like, somewhere afterwards and have a good time. It was like two completely separate experiences playing
Correct.
slow pitch softball.
Yeah.
And I loved both of them.
Yes.
One was uber competitive. I wanted to win. Literally would do everything I could to win. And then the other one, I would be like, I ain't diving for that ball.
Yeah,
I'm
correct.
smelling
We'll
illegal
live for
bats
another
over
day.
here.
So the guy I was talking to in Texas, he's running a league where there's no payouts. Like they're just doing like a pizza, like at the end of it. And he's got like kids and family and things
Yeah.
like that. And I mean, I know another person that's running, she works for us, Kristen Rizard, that works for us. And she runs a competitive league, and she does very good as well, right? She's got very good players, misfit baggers. They come out and they play in TCL. They want to win. And it's two separate ways of running a tournament. I think that we got to kind of get there. Right now, we still blend everybody because maybe the numbers aren't there, but maybe the numbers aren't there because somebody's coming out and getting crushed, right? Like,
Correct.
you can only get crushed for so long
Exactly.
before you're upset about it. But I would love, I've been playing competitive cornhole since, I don't know, 2013, right? So, or earlier than 2003. Jesus Christ. No, 2013. How old am I?
Okay.
I don't even know. But anyways, I've always had a fun time playing competitive. It's a blast.
Absolutely.
But right now I'm talking to this pizza place that's in town. They got 3 sets of boards and he wants to start playing cornhole, I'm super stoked because I'm like, let's do no payouts.
Yeah.
We're going to make it every Wednesday. They win a pizza at your place, and it's just going to be for fun. And
Absolutely.
if people come out, they come out. They don't, they don't. And it's like, if you win a pizza. So who cares? But, down the street, there's another, it's a next town over. They're playing competitive cornhole.
Correct.
So if you like that, you go there. If you like this, you go there. And I think we need to kind of get there as a sport. And I think we're kind of getting there slowly but surely.
Because I think you can scare away some of the newer players when they're first coming in if it's too serious too quick. Now, there's some people that fits right in their wheelhouse. They get there and they're like, oh, this is fucking awesome. I live for competition. I want to go and become great. But there's also people that are really just wanted to try it out for the social aspect. And they're like, dude, these guys are taking it way too fucking seriously. I'm never coming back. But if it was something where the atmosphere was a little bit more low key, yes, you're still getting your fix in competition because you're playing somebody. But ultimately you win, like you're not going to go get like someone's not going to go challenge you to fight you in the parking lot because you beat them by a point. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I do. I agree. There needs to be kind of a blend.
You guys have somebody challenge for somebody for a fight?
Well, I mean, in leagues, there would always be something like once or twice a year. There'd always be something. Not with us directly. Yeah.
You know what though? The very first cornhole league I ran, it's a long time ago. This guy, and he was from Boston. I should talk to the Nighthouse guys. He was from Boston, and he literally laid a sucker punch on this guy in the face because he thought he threw a bag at him. And we never saw him again, but he was like, we're like, what are you doing, dude, bro?
That's crazy.
It was crazy. I was like, I didn't think cornhole was like this. It was like the very first tournament I ran.
Shout out to Kevin Mesa.
Oh yeah, Kevin Mesa.
I don't know if you saw that TCL fight that happened last year.
Yes, the TCL one. That one, I heard he was tripping all tournament
Yes,
long.
correct. Yeah, I did too.
What is it? The fuck around to find out.
Yes,
we allowed to
correct.
cuss on this broadcast.
Oh,
I don't know, man.
Yes,
I don't know.
I think so. So,
Sean, can you give me a beer real quick?
Yeah, give me a second. In the grand scheme of things, do you still think like the game is trending the right direction, or do you think it's kind of plateaued?
I mean, we track a lot of things over here, right? And one of the major things that we track is like pre-registration. So somebody puts up a tournament, an organizer puts up a tournament, and somebody pre-registers. We know how many people are pre-registering for a tournament, and our numbers are above where they were last year at this time. It's not like it's a new feature, right? So it's the same amount of people that could use the feature, and where our numbers are up. So they're still going up.
Okay.
I don't think it's going up as it used to, but I do think there's an opportunity for it. Everybody loves playing cornhole. I mean, I went to that party 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And everybody's waiting to play, right? So the game is still as popular as ever as a backyard sport. It's just a matter of getting them to go out to tournaments and things like that.
Now, do you think Scoreholio would benefit more from having a shorter professional season?
I've always thought that the professional season was a little long on
Yeah.
both.
Yeah,
we work with the ACO as well. It's just a long time for everybody to really like pay attention to
it.
Right?
Yeah.
You got to go to a lot of different places, but I've also thought that it's easier to keep people in, right? They're done with one and they're ready. They're still excited. They can get into the other. So I could see both arguments for it. The TCL, I think they end in July and start in October. So theirs is a little bit more truncated, but here's the thing, like when I ran my league, right? I ran leagues for years. I always ran a 5-week league. So, I have a lot of people that come in and I teach people how to use the app, or they're asking how to run a league or something like that. They come in and I'm like, oh, how long are you going to run your league? And they're like, oh, it's a 16-week league or something, or a 10-week league. And I'm like, okay, well, what are you doing in 10 weeks? Do you know?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Nobody knows what they're doing in 10 weeks, right? So I ran 5-week leagues that were really small because number one, if you're going on vacation or not.
Yep.
Yeah.
And number two, if somebody walks in 2 weeks in and they're like, hey, I'm playing this, you can't be like, oh, well, the next one starts in September.
Yeah.
It's true.
Hey, the next
You got
one
a little bit of a
starts
wait.
in 3 weeks. So, we don't run a professional league here. We work with a lot.
Yeah.
ECO, Cornhole Canada is great. So they're probably better to ask at that kind of stuff because they do a lot more with the players that are into it. Me personally, I mean, I'm an NFL football fan, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
they can only play for so long and you only get 16, so
Correct.
they all count.
Yeah,
So, it's not like baseball where it's like You guys are huge baseball fans. I don't want to offend
Yes.
you.
No, it's
but,
okay.
I started. You get closer to October, I start paying attention.
No, I get that. I
There's
get
nothing
that.
wrong with that. I mean, honestly, like I'm a basketball fan too, so I know that if my team's playing into early June, it's not baseball season yet.
Yeah.
Like I'm on basketball mode for the playoffs, and then once that's over with, then I'll watch
But you
baseball.
gotta admit, Donovan Mitchell looked pretty good this year. I thought that you guys are making a good little run.
Just didn't get any fucking help, and
It was just it was destined to be the Knicks this year. Unfortunately, we ran into a buzzsaw.
the NBA really just wanted the Knicks to win.
So
Did they lose? Two the whole run?
To the whole run.
Yeah, to the whole run.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Pretty
insane.
That's incredible.
In a year
Yeah.
that was just like not a pretty NBA year, a lot of injuries and stuff, and just we were the one
would you
healthy
say that
team.
Mark Richards had the closest run like that? I mean, from a professional court, all the years you guys have watched it and announced it and everything, who had the wire to wire best year that somebody is? I know if I asked Ryan LaBelle, he would say that guy back in the day, right? Like, probably ACL, he might have gone undefeated for a while.
Yeah, I would say, probably Mark Richards would probably have, just because the combination of singles and doubles, he's been so dominant since he's partnered up with Tony Smith. Probably Jamie Graham's had some pretty.
I mean, if
damn
we're
good
talking
seasons
just like
too.
one season,
Graham.
like one special season, I mean, I'd have to maybe even throw out Eddie G and
Yeah, but that's doubles.
Batson.
Though. Yeah,
I know it's doubles,
they won
but it's
3.
still
Yeah,
a team, and they won 3 out of 4. I mean, that's
100%.
almost immaculate. Still made the broadcast on the last one. I mean, it's
That's true.
Impressive.
As like a fan of cornhole, as like an observer of, like you said, you watch the professional play and stuff. What are your thoughts on round limited? Do you like round limited format? Or do you prefer like the traditional? Like, do you not mind watching a grind of when these guys go 40 plus rounds?
I don't mind the round limited match, to be honest with you.
Okay.
It's I feel like it definitely changes everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, your whole aspect of how you play changes. I mean, it's kind of like, people ask about Scoreholio all the time. Hey, what do I do? Should I do PPR? Should I do records?
Yeah.
Should I do total points? It changes how you play if it's PPR. So around limited, people use it in a Scoreholio all the time, because we have that option during, like, people will do it during, I almost said rounders, during a round robin, and then they turn it off for the bracket, right? But I think it changes the aspect of how you play. So on a social, like on your weekly Scoreholio, I don't think it's too big of a difference. But when you're on a professional level, maybe you do want to go to 21 because you're kind of like, I had a bad round and now I'm going to lose the game. Whereas a bad round, you could come back a little bit, if you're playing to 21. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Have you guys,
I think at the professional level,
I always assumed it was because of a time issue. I mean, some of these cornhole tournament matches could last 35 minutes. If you're on a broadcast, you can't really eat up your entire broadcast.
No, I think timing's obviously a big thing. I would be curious to know how long or how many rounds does the average cornhole match last? Non-professional.
We looked into it. It was like, and this was about 8 months ago, and it was, I think, 11 was like the average on.
So let's double.
Okay.
Let's and safely say probably double that for pros. Then maybe 22
I'd
would
say
probably
right
be
around 22
about average.
Would be a good number.
So there's relatively big news coming from the ACL.
Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted to.
Oh, yeah, fuck
divulge.
it. I don't give a
that's
shit.
what I figured.
I don't care.
Let it rip.
We only have so many episodes left. So from what I'm hearing is that the ACL Pro Committee, whoever that consists of, had a vote.
Yeah.
And their vote was that starting in 2027, gone are the days of traditional cornhole. Where this year they went full tilt and they're like, we're done with round limited. Round limited's dead. We're only doing it for teams. Now, starting next year, from what I'm hearing, is that all competition is going to be round limited. And they're going to cap it at somewhere between 22 to 25 rounds. I don't think that's been completely ironed out.
But it's one or the other.
Correct.
21 or yeah.
Correct. So I think it'll be interesting. I think Dane brought up an interesting point. Like when we had our happy hour call the other day, how many matches is that really going to affect? I don't think a grand scheme of things like some of like the lower tier pros is going to affect, but guys like if I was Mark Richards, if I was Cash Chamness, if I was some of these guys that are comfortable grinding out these long wins that maybe aren't like, they don't panic if they get down by 6 early because they're like, hey, I can just drag him to the deep end and I'm going to eventually drown him.
Yeah.
Now you don't have that luxury anymore. Now it's almost like prudent. You have to get off to a fast start. So it is a little bit of a different game.
When we talk about it, though, like still 20 plus rounds is a long effing game.
No, 100%.
I don't even know if I've grown it.
I don't think I have ever done a 20. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I'm guaranteed to fall apart by that time.
Yeah.
I'll tell
But
you
these
that.
guys are, it is kind of coming their norm, though. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's like necessarily the worst thing. The worst thing in the world is when you get a round limited match on TV and it's a blowout. But that's even worse when it's only like 12 rounds. If it's 25 rounds
There's still
and
a
you're still going to
chance
reach the 21, then like,
still a
okay,
chance
so
to
be
battle
it.
back, you know?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it is,
I can tell you, like, it's something that we should probably add to the app, but we do have on here, like, the average play time, and that's about 12 minutes, 2 seconds, just so you know,
really?
if you're looking at the average play time of a match. So,
I would love to know how much that changes again for
the
pros.
average downtime, which is how long it takes somebody to get to the court.
Yeah, I'm
and then hit
interested.
the Start game button is 3 minutes 36 seconds. Just so
Really?
you know.
Okay, so that's like so about 16 minutes roughly, like combined, like for.
And whenever I'm talking to somebody that's running like a fundraiser tournament or
Yeah.
something, I think that the average is going to be about 15 minutes.
Okay.
Because, there's 3 scenarios, right? 2 really bad people could take forever. I remember I was at an ACO tournament. This was like 2016. And I was horrible at the time. And I played another guy that was really bad. They were like, okay, we're going to have to cut this thing off. It was like 7-5, but we both. But then you get 2 really good people, like 2 pros. They could take an hour.
Correct.
But then there's the opposite, where you get somebody that's good, somebody that's bad could take 5 minutes. So in the
good,
global average of things, you're looking at about 15 minutes somewhere on it. Like put the downtime and play time.
Okay.
So whenever you're looking to we have a calculator on Scoreholio. So if you go to run a tournament tab and then there's a little calculator, you can put in how many players you have, how many boards you have, and then how average time. So typically that's why I tell people it's like, if you have teams, it's 4 to 5 teams per set of boards. And then if you're doing like a switch holio or something like that, it's 8 to 10 players per board. Will get you done in about 3 hours, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting.
if you're looking at the math of it, kind of thing.
All
But-
the
But that's what you need, though.
complicated
Like,
stuff.
you need all that data just to be able to run like a league or
Oh
just
God!
a regular tournament.
When I used to run tournaments back in the day, I used to use these spreadsheets and try to figure it out for myself. And I'd be like, "Why did that tournament take 6.5 hours?" I'm like, "Oh, maybe I should have used 2 boards for 60 people."
correct.
I mean, unless you wanted to be a marathon drinking escapade. I mean, there's nothing wrong with
I mean,
that.
that's how we knew we had something with Scoreholio, was because I was running tournaments, and then all of a sudden it was like, "Wait a second, this 5-hour tournament just took 2.5 hours."
Yeah,
Holy
yeah.
shit, we got something going. So
Well, and then participants appreciate that too. You know what I mean? Like not everyone has 5 hours to give, and it makes the wives happy.
And I think another big one is just knowing where you're at, right? If if it's going to take me 30 minutes to play a game, that's fine. Just let me know. I don't want to sit around and
Correct.
be anxious about it.
Yeah.
So I think that's one thing that the app can help you with is like, hey, okay, you're going to play in 30 minutes. Go get a drink, go to the bathroom, do whatever you need to do, then come back. As long as you know, it helps out a little bit more.
For
But
sure.
that was one of the things as an organizer they used to suck back in the day, right?
100%.
Like people looking over your shoulder. What's going on? What's going on? Somebody should be at the feed. You're like, ah.
Correct.
Yeah. Take away that kind of headache.
I was just shut up. Look at the app.
The other big news is kind of coming out. I don't know. Again, it hasn't been announced yet officially, but I'm hearing that in next year, obviously the ACL is really pushing like this teams model. They're trying to get people. Obviously, they brought in new ownership and they signed them to 2-year contracts. Well, I'm hearing that juniors are no longer to be allowed to be members of teams next year, which is, I think, personally, is probably the step in the right direction. I think they really need to remove the junior pros out of there. Again, we've talked about this a bunch, but I just don't think it's a suitable place for dudes that are younger than 18 to be around.
But also, cornhole has missed out on a lot of money in the betting sphere if he didn't have
and
that
adult
little caveat
sponsorship
there.
companies and
Yeah.
just things like that. So I think it's probably the right move to go about that. But I mean, I know I feel bad for the guys that are younger now, but hopefully they'll go.
But again, there's no reason why they can't be pioneers.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm
moving
saying.
forward for
I think
that
for the
age
game
group.
to get as big as it can, at least at the professional level, you have to have some sort of a feeder system. So you have to start getting it established in high schools across the country. You got to start getting it established then in more colleges are taking it
And it's
seriously.
such an easy sell for a high school, for even a grade school, to put it
Well,
in a
it's
gym
minimal
class
cost,
and shit.
yeah.
Like you buy a couple sets of boards and you just have them forever. Like
Correct.
they don't go bad if they're just stored indoors. Like
Correct. I don't know.
You can slide them.
You do.
hey, and it's just an everyman sport. Like we've talked about, the certain characters that have come up through the pro ranks that you'd never expect to be considered a professional athlete. Yet we have them here, and you just never know what you're going to find on a grade school yard Like
I just remember like our group back at SCV Cornell when Andrew Labrador got on TV. What the hell? How cool is that? I mean, it's been an awesome run. I mean, to be able to see a lot of that kind of stuff, happen at a local level, to be able to get it onto a national level, really exciting stuff.
You still see Labs or Nick Williams ever?
No, because I moved about 2 hours south, so I don't get to see very often. So I'm kind of caught in between them and the Dirty Bags in San Diego. Right in the middle of them.
Okay.
But I was up there the other day, and I was going to go up and meet with him. He talks a little shit on the Facebook with me every now and then.
Absolutely, he's a good dude.
The old Facebook.
The old.
We got Facebook on the app now. Now you can do all the chatting and group discussions and everything. We just launched that about a month and a half ago, so that way you can maybe take it off Facebook and start chatting on Scoreholio to be able to do a lot of communication with your club and with your tournament, things like that. So,
anything else new like on the horizon for Scoreholio that you guys are looking to kind of like?
Yeah, I mean, we just launched one today, which is like a huge one. You guys haven't been to too many Scoreholio tournaments, but whenever you do, we put it up on TV.
Yeah.
Most people using a Fire Stick.
Mm-hmm.
Like now we made it so you could like basically have widgets on each one of the TVs. So like you could do, court assignments, you could do brackets, you could do we have an announce where like, announce it over a loudspeaker for you now. So like as an organizer, it could be like Sean and Dane, you're up on court 1 against Ben and Nick, right? Like, and so you can put that on the screen.
Is it your voice?
Is it your voice or?
So it's funny. We use actually the Google voices.
Oh, okay.
But
all right.
Google does allow you to actually do it.
Dude, can you download just?
Voice?
Can you get like the rights to Samuel L.
Jackson?
Jackson?
Not doing mine, but I think it's I think we have Ghost Ben in there already. We don't need to do anything.
Isn't it only like? I read somewhere it's like.
Young, but do you remember MySpace back in the day?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there was a guy named Tom that was
he was the MySpace. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, everyone's friend.
Yeah, correct. He was on their top. Everyone's top 8 friends. Yep.
Yeah,
I think it's Randon's course. I don't think everybody wants to be friends with Ben. But.
Correct. That was like I think when MySpace was around, like I created a page, but that was still at the time where I'll be completely honest, I still didn't truly understand what the internet was or like how you were supposed to use it. I think like one of my buddies had one, so he's like, "You should create a page." I'm like, "Okay, what do you do?" And he's like, "I don't know. You just like talk to people." I'm like, "This is fucking never gonna take off. Dumb. Like, what the fuck is this?"
You're not a visionary.
Well, it's weird. Like thinking back, like I don't like to consider myself old. Like I'm going to turn 40 this year, but when I was in college, like I think that was the first time I finally understood like, oh, this is how you're supposed to use the internet. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you can like, it's not just like you just pop up in the AOL like web, like check your email and like, oh, that's it. Like, like, oh, there's like websites for everything.
Now we got AI, so everything's going to be changing here soon. So
and I've gone full circle because I use AI pretty much every day now. Like it's helping me complete work and like notes at work, and it does a whole bunch of stuff. So it's very helpful. So, are you on the AI train? Like, are you all aboard or?
Well, I mean, we're working on it.
Yeah.
We're trying to use it as much as we can. Try to, you got to try to stay at the tip of the spear, right?
Yeah.
So, obviously, there's probably going to be competition coming up with AI out there. So, other people making apps and different things. But we feel like we always do a good job of listening to the customers and doing what they're doing and making sure that we are, like this widget one is pretty amazing. To try to get ahead of everyone, see what people want, try to make sure we make it and make it pretty awesome. We should be able to, stay ahead of that AI curve. And hopefully ChatGPT doesn't crush us with Chatholio or some shit like that down the road.
No, I think you start Chatholio and add it like as a paid feature, but make that the end of sandbagging. Just have AI search everyone's social media to be like, are you sandbagging right now?
Are you a sandbagger?
Yeah.
And then we'll get a shock collar and we could shock them if they try to sandbag.
Even better.
I will tell you. So like somebody I noticed, I said to ask me about sandbagging on the thing.
Yeah.
It's very interesting because we don't just do cornhole, right? We do pickleball. Billiards. We're into Pop Darts now, which is getting bigger.
Yeah, it is getting bigger.
Yeah, Pop Darts is fun.
It is fun.
Watching those tournaments and stuff. It's
Sean,
cool.
I think I saw you on the VIP Pop Darts group.
Yeah, for sure. I followed. I was trying to get them. I was trying to get them to join the show, and we were in talks for a while. And then they were like going on a trip or something, and they were revamping their product, and then we kind of just like lost touch. And I just kind of forgot about bringing them on. But I'm kind of keeping them in the back burner for like if we continue the show doing another route, like they would be a cool guest to like bring on like these niche kind of idea things. So. Yeah.
And marketing wise and everything, they're on the talk about the tip of the spear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they've done a
Well,
great
again,
job.
they're smart. It's clippable. Like, I don't want to go watch a whole like Pop Darts match, but you put on like somebody's sweet, like, what do they call the double wobble knob, whatever the fuck they name them. Yeah. And like you're like, okay, I'm learning something what they like the lingo that they're doing, and like it was a sweet shot. And then you go try it for the first time, and then you realize like how just impossible that was that they just did. Like, oh shit. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, Nick and I played because we're trying to get it on the app.
Obviously,
so we're trying to make sure that we can play the game and everything like that. And I mean, it was great because Nick is pretty good at everything. Believe it or not, Nick is the other half of Scoreholio.
Yes.
He does and he's pretty good at everything. I mean, I hate to say it, like he's pulled like a 300, right? The guy who has like hidden talent, and he cannot get those things to stick. So I was like, yes, like I've got to win a game here. But in terms of sandbagging, I mean, you get on like pickleball right now. It's going through a big thing because they use what's called Duper over there, which is it's basically like Scoreholio player rating SPR, where they rate everybody. And so people are like losing on purpose or winning on purpose to try to get into different levels. And in the corner, right? Like if you get somebody that's really good against somebody that's really bad, I mean, they'll hit you with the ball, right? Like so it's a little more athletic of a sport that could be a little different. So it's a lot of complaining, like, oh, the sandbagger came down from 4-0 and was playing with another account and was a 2-5 and he beat everybody. So it's not cornhole specific, right? And it's so hard as a software. We can only do so much. Like we can give you all the information possible.
Correct.
If somebody's going to cheat, they're going to find a way to just do, and they're out in the open, right? I mean, they're just throwing the bag off the board for an entire round. It's like, to find ways to stop that is tough. I think it's more on, you just got to, if they do it, like we have what's called a sandbagger percentage.
Yeah.
So it looks at what your round robin PPR is and what your bracket PPR is. And it tells you like, hey, this guy threw like crap during the round robin. And then all of a sudden it was really good. You can look at that and be like, hey, you got a 10% sandbagging percentage. Like, don't come back next week. Right.
Hey,
like,
I call it the fifth beer effect.
Yeah.
You just never know when it's going to strike.
It happens it can happen in any competitive sport. I do like as many. I think
Lance Armstrong.
Yeah, it's the human element is what we can't predict.
But I think sometimes people are
shitheads.
It's an easy thing to say, and it's also an easy thing to jump to, be like, oh, they're sandbagging.
Yeah,
there is something to be said that some people, there are anomalies that happen, right? There are sometimes that somebody just isn't playing well and they do start playing. Yesterday's a great example. I am like a 13 handicap in golf. I went out yesterday and shot the round of my life. I shot one over par. That's not going to happen probably for a very long time again, but it does happen. You know what I mean? Like every once in a while, the stars align. And
to me, just so you know, just had to shot the round of my life like last week.
Did you really?
I did. Oh, yeah. The wife and I were on vacation. I'm using rental clubs. I'm a 23 handicap, and I shot a 40 on the back nine.
Fuck yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
That's great.
I was throwing darts, dude. It was like unbelievable.
And that's when golf is fun. You know what I mean?
Can I bring these clubs home with me?
What brand are these again?
They were too expensive. I was like, oh shit.
That's
These are good clubs.
That's why.
Forget it. I'm not good enough for them. I'm not going to spend $3,000 on golf clubs.
Correct. But I think sometimes we just need to like take a breath if you lose and don't just always jump to the sandbagging thing and maybe look at like your own self first. Like start with yourself. Like, did you just suck? Like, did you really not throw that well? And I love that cornhole has now gotten to the point where there's so much analytics that we can go immediately after the game. Because we all had those games when we first started playing. We're like, that motherfucker did miss. And I watched him play the game. He missed 4 bags that game. And now I can go back and be like, oh, he didn't actually make every bag. I just suck. And he only averaged an 8. And I was a 6. So, and like this game, he's only averaging a 7.5.
It really kind of sucked for me because I always blame my partner for like every
obviously.
Loss.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, correct.
All of a sudden it's like, it wasn't my partner, son of a bitch. But no, you're 100% right. I mean, when I used to run tournaments, I used to have a saying when people come up to me, they'd be like, it'd be like a fundraiser. Yeah. A normal cornhole player would win, and they'd be like, oh, these pros came out here and beat us. So I'd be like, well, if you want to win, don't lose. It's that simple, right?
Yep.
Like, I mean, if you didn't win, like maybe the beer.
At the same time, if you're the best player that shows up to a charity tournament and you're allowed to be there, are they not allowed to win then? Like, are you asking like they're only allowed to come and donate the money? So like they're good enough to come and give you money, but they're not allowed to try to go and then win the tournament.
Yeah.
Like
I always used to say, I'm like, it's a double-edged sword. Either you want them there to help raise money,
correct.
or they're gonna win. I used to tell people, I go, I am really bad at cornhole, like not good. And if I have a decent partner from league, we're gonna beat we're gonna win your fundraiser. Like
Correct.
it's almost 100%.
Yes.
And I'm not that good. Like if other people from league come, they're gonna win your tournament. That's just how it is. So I would tell them, if you're gonna do a payout, let's say you have a $500 payout, and you got, everybody's paying $50. Now you have to get over 10 cornhole teams because they're going to win your payout, right?
Yeah,
so you have to, like, if you want, like, you got to do the math on it and be like, okay, now we need more than 10 to be able to cover it. Otherwise, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make money off of them being there. Now there are raffles and things
Obviously,
like that.
yeah.
And cornhole players are like the nicest people ever. So they're probably, like, a lot of times they donate the money back, which I'd always tell them, don't ask
Correct.
when they win. It's their money.
It is. Yeah, correct.
But 100%. But you're right. I mean, what are they supposed to do? Come there and start throwing the bag off and let somebody else win the tournament? I mean, they played, they practice. That's why I remember it was my daughter's basketball fundraiser. So my daughter, I was running the tournament for free to raise money, and I got all these cornhole people to come, and the cornhole people won, right? And this dad was so mad. My kids were practicing all week because they wanted to win. And I was like, isn't this kind of the lesson we should be teaching the basketball team? Like, the more you practice, the better you're going to be and the more you're going to win. Like, these guys practice and they play in a league, and that's why they won the tournament.
Did you score a point against one of these guys? If you did, then guess what? Your practice paid off.
There's levels to the stuff. There are just levels to the stuff. And even if you just go to a league, you're already going to be, like you said, you're not like the best league player, but if you go play your average backyard player, you're going to do things that's just going to make them look just like a simpleton. My son got invited to a birthday party this weekend, right? Nothing worse than like a 4 or 5 year old little kid birthday party. It was at a park. One of the dads and I started talking, and inevitably it always comes up somehow that I have a podcast that's about cornhole. There happen to be cornhole boards there. And he's like, I'm not bad. He's like, you want to play? And I'm like, all right. And I think we went down and back like 3 or 4 times. And he's like, yeah, I'm not going to play you. And I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't. I'm like, I mean, we can play for fun, but like I'm not, like, it's not. And again, I'm not crazy good, but like if I average an 8 against this guy, he thinks I'm like Noah Wooten, Mark Richards, Jamie Graham level. You know what I mean? Like I'm like a god at cornhole. Like I'm not like
pro. You put 3 bags in.
People ask a lot of questions. They're there to help.
Yeah, 100%.
Don't teach you like most people don't even know there's 2 sides of a bag. And
Correct.
then all of a sudden you play against somebody from league and they're showing you their bags, right?
Correct.
Like and how different they can be. And I think that can get people more excited about the sport whenever somebody's helping them with that kind of stuff. Oh, I didn't know that. Maybe I should try that next time. Maybe they buy a set of bags.
And I think if more people had your mindset, like when they go to a league and tournament, and if they're playing with somebody that's relatively new, if we want the game to keep getting bigger, those people that are just starting out, they could turn into the next like diehard cornhole person that's going to bring 20 people in. So you got to help them out when you can and just make it as enjoyable as possible. That's why I always really respected when Dave Weiser was running Cleveland Cornhole here. I thought he divvied up the divisions great. He had his top division, which were like pretty much all the Cleveland pros, or if you knew you could compete with the pros, like he's going to dare.
Welcome you
so
in,
he had D1, D2, and D3. You were already like our top players here. You're going to be here. And if you win, you're moving up. But then everyone else in the beginning of the year, we'll use round robin. All right. So everyone was going to play everyone. And then based on how you finished in that was going to be tier 4, 5, 6. So, and then when the regular season started, everyone was playing level of competition they were.
Yeah. And it worked out great.
And it did. And everyone had a good time. Yeah. It was a great way to run it.
You have to split it. You just got to. And a lot of times people are like, that's where the biggest sandbagging question comes around is when you actually have everybody as one and then you split it. Like they sandbag to get the lower so they get a better partner, that kind of stuff. But I've always been a proponent of you can just split the entire tournament. Like, there was back in the day. You guys remember the Connecticut Cornhole guys?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they were great.
Matt Marin and
Jay.
Jay Bell.
Jay Bell.
Yeah. Matt Marin, Jay Bell. Yeah, Jay Bell and Matt Marin. Yep.
They were in our competition. There we go. Competition.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right before COVID, we were going to do a big boys and girls. Was it Dave and Buster's?
Yeah.
Boys and Girls Club.
I remember. We were going to go.
Yeah, that's right. I think we were all going to go. I think we all had plane tickets.
Yeah.
But anyways, they used to run it where it would be 64 players. And after they'd have 8 sets of boards and they would split it into groups of 8. And so each one would get their own set of boards afterwards. So it would be like, the top 8 are playing. So it's really hard to sandbag and try to be number 8.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
exactly.
Out of a group of 64. So then, 64 would win. Like the last 3 groups wouldn't even win money. They would like a teddy bear or some shit. I don't even know what they would get. But, they wouldn't be winning money. And so I've always thought that the more you could split it, not just like for the A and B and then you pair A and B, but actually split the tournament, it makes it harder to try to sandbag to begin with. So, and
I think it just depends on the individual. Like for us, when we were in the league, like our whole goal is we wanted to reach D1, not because like we thought we could win it all, just like so we can say that like we could do it. Yeah,
we were shocked when we were given money after winning the first time ever in league.
Yeah,
we thought it was just like a trophy, and we were pumped about it. And then he's like, "Oh, here's your winnings too." I'm like, "We want money for this? Like, why?
Really?
Yeah.
You do all this hard work. Why aren't you bringing this home?"
I've
always talked about that. I mean, I played like going back to that softball now.
Yeah, exactly.
I played for years. I never won any money. We won a sweater. I still got 3 of them in my closet because I'm still stoked about it.
Correct.
Now I might be able to fit in one again. Now I should try that out.
Yeah. And at least I think it might be a little regional, but like at least in Cleveland, it's gotten very much where it's very segregated, right? There's so many different like people running small events going around, but all people care about is like, what are the payouts going to be?
Yeah, dude. It's
and the funny part is most of the people that are worrying about them, it's like, you shouldn't be worrying about what the payouts are at anyways, motherfucker. You're just going to donate money. So let's be honest.
You won money one time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. All right.
Correct.
Yeah. It's whenever you're playing, for rent money, it puts a little more pressure on it, right?
It really does, dude. Like,
well, so I've always made a joke, like if that $50 that you're going to win in a blind draw means the world to you, you need to reevaluate your life.
I mean, like
even worse, if that $10 to enter the blind draw is a detriment, then you shouldn't be playing cornhole.
Yeah.
No offense, but it is a leisure activity. Like it's if you can afford to play it, do it.
I've always been so organizer forward, right? Because I've always said these organizers don't make that much money, and they got to buy boards, they got to buy tablets, they got to buy TVs, got to buy Fire Sticks, things like that, right? So giving out all the payout money makes it hard for an organizer to be able to grow their product. And I've always thought that they should treat it like more like a business to begin with. So, but I've always been on the bad, for years I fought that battle and I lost. And so I kind of gave up the battle. So whenever their payouts are talked about online and whatnot, I'm always like, I lost that battle, but maybe now is the time to fight it again, because we'll see, like I said, I'm going to be starting this league here very soon. That's going to be much more, family friendly.
Oh yeah.
Payouts.
I've tried to be on the director side of things in this entire time, because I've always been on the mindset, like if they're the ones getting there early, setting up the boards and contacting the venue, giving us an opportunity to play,
earn it.
Yeah. Who the fuck are we to say that they only get like a certain percentage?
Yeah. Again, we've put on
that always cracked me up. Like that people that would come, especially in Cleveland cornhole events, would almost feel like they would have like the sense of entitlement that like, how dare they like they're robbing people, like they're just taking their money. I'm sorry, Chubby Bunny, were you there 3 hours early setting up the boards? Are you staying an hour after to help them clean? No, you guys are the first ones that are dipping as soon as you're 0-2 or as soon as you're out of the bracket. You guys are leaving. You don't say anything to anybody.
Yeah.
So it's like that's always been my problem. If you put work in and you're taking time is money.
There are exceptions, right? So there is a competitive side, and that side, you could definitely see payouts being done. But I agree with you. I've always said like it's $10 for 3 hours of fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I mean, I just went to the movies with my kids. Now, granted, I'm in Southern California. It was $27 to watch Disclosure Day this weekend.
Was it any good? Was that good?
I actually really liked it.
Okay, good. I'm definitely pumped to see it. I want to see it. I mean, Steven Spielberg is really awesome. So.
Yeah, my 18-year-old daughter said it was the worst movie she's ever seen. But
here's my thing is like we have
different points of view right now.
I feel like that's like I have a conspiracy with this. I feel like this is like a low key way of them trying to release what's actually happening.
Yes,
and they're just like trying to soften the blow, and then more shit is going to keep coming out.
At the end of the movie, that's how I felt.
Yeah. I'm telling you, like
we all know the timing of this shit.
Yeah, 100%. Oh yeah, I'm all full, and my wife like gets driven crazy. She's like, I'm very much on that side of things. Like, why does nobody care that like there's aliens out here now all of a sudden? Like my entire life growing up, everyone's like, nothing's out there. Like there's actual proof out there. They're telling us, and like no one gives a fucking shit.
Yeah,
they come out with this movie. They're trying to tell us something.
Yeah, they soft launch it, just be like, hey, all this stuff's actually out for the world now. Like you can see that They're real.
Well,
Like
it's funny you say it because I was like, oh my God, are they like going to be like, all this is real footage? You know, that kind of stuff.
I got to
But
think
then I was like, it is Steven
This is a
Spielberg.
true
and I
story. I'd be
think
like,
he's talking about aliens like half his life. Like, you know, it's like,
guys in like Men in Black suits come in and just like everyone look up here for a
Flash.
second. Like, okay, now you can
Exactly.
leave. The movie was great. You
actually
loved
would
it.
have been hilarious. Yeah, like you're just
getting
walking
back
up
to the
stage, let's do
analogy,
that shit.
like,
It didn't
as
work
for
on
me,
me.
I was the best movie watcher during the movie, right? Like, I mean, I just had 3 hours of fun and it
sure.
was great, you know? So I don't know. I think that, you know, big tournaments, yes, competitive.
100%.
You know, you go win your $3,000.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. At a blind draw, like, I don't know, like, why that we have to give $50 out to somebody for winning. I think we could just give that to the organizer to make a better product.
Thing is, if it's driving business into the bar and the bar is willing to like donate like a gift card or
Then-
some shit,
Yeah.
And
that should be more than enough to like have a good time at a bar.
Well, there are places or venues that will pay the organizer. Now that changes the dynamic.
Yes.
as well.
100%,
Like,
yes.
I never do that, right? I could never find a location that would do that. Like
Yeah.
they would pay the trivia guy $300
Dude,
for
right?
trivia. but
Yeah.
would have paid me.
He's bringing
How many
7
people are
people
drinking
in,
beer
like-
to trivia?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the team
Well-
that's drinking water are the ones that are bringing
Correct.
everything home.
My team likes to drink, like we go to, so my wife and her friends started going trivia. So if she thinks that there's like a topic that like I would enjoy or like Dane and his wife
Yeah,
would enjoy,
we've gone.
So we'll go up there and like, that's what it is. Like our table, we are definitely like paying that bar tab, but
Yeah.
every other table I'm looking around, it's like people with like, no offense to anyone with blue hair, but like people with like blue hair and nose rings and like they're
Yeah,
just
I live
drinking
in
water.
California. Careful there.
I know. That's what I was saying. Like, just put it on mute for a second. All right. I don't get everyone all offended and stuff. But yeah, it's crazy. I'm like, well, how is like, no wonder I wouldn't want these people to come at the bar if they're not like actually buying food or doing anything. They're just taking up space. But
Yeah.
I
No,
always try to take that in.
but there are places that do. I mean, I'll
100%.
tell you, like venue searching for Cornhole as an organizer, I spent weeks, months.
Oh, yeah.
driving around town, talking to people, trying to negotiate, and then like I found a place and you would go in there. They got heavy like benches that you got to move every week and that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. I mean, just venue searching as an organizer is an extremely tedious task.
It is.
So,
No, so
you find one, you know, you're pretty stoked because especially if they're going to pay you.
Yes.
So I'd always say, hey, you're paying a DJ to get people in here, like for music, you know, why can't you pay me? I'm bringing a bunch of people in here. And they'd be like,
correct.
nah, it's fine.
And typically, like that's the one thing they're going to spend money on for Cornhole. It's not going to be on merch or it's not going to be bags anymore, but they'll buy beer and food.
Yeah.
Typically, you know, at a venue that's known for it. So yeah, it's typically a decent draw. So I don't know. It's been fun, but I miss playing, and I feel like now that like we've even talked about like now that my kids are a little bit older and I can get out of the house a little bit more, like I would love to go play in a league again. Just I love playing. Like I still love playing the game. It's just like
Great time.
the forcing.
I'm
talking about it.
missing organizing. That's why I
Yeah.
started talking to somebody locally. You know, I haven't done it in like 2 years. I'm like,
Well, so organizing too is a
I
great.
have been running
It's,
pickleball tournaments.
it's a cool social thing too, because you do
Yeah.
get to meet so many different people, and you get to kind of. I think it's always cool when you see somebody that first starts out, and then by the end of the league, they're like so much better. And like,
yeah.
I think as an organizer, like the best like feedback you can get is that, hey, I'm going to come back next time. Because that means they enjoy their time. Like they, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
they felt
exactly.
like them taking time out of their life and like what event that you're putting on is worth their while. So I always thought that was kind of cool.
No,
We've only,
absolutely.
how many, we ran one event, right? Right, at PJs?
I've ran
I'm
a
saying,
couple
like, an
more
official,
than you. Yeah.
but, like, the
But,
official
we had our
PJs.
one PJs event that was
That was awesome.
went off huge success,
Played
but
at PJs?
It was at so it's our local
PJs.
our first ever
P.
sponsor here was PJ McIntyre's. It's a local bar here in Cleveland.
Oh,
It's like down the
okay.
street from us. It's like a home away from home for us. And we're like family friends with the owner, and we pitched him this idea of like having a cornhole tournament there, and he was all about it. So he pitched in $2,000 for the winning team.
Oh, wow. See,
so
there you go.
and-
You got the venue to pay.
Yeah, so
first
it-
hour to drink free.
And he got he
Like-
got beer vendors to come in. So and this was not known. So we show
Yeah.
up there and he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, all the drinks are free for the first 2 hours." He's like, "Just promote people to like to buy food." So that's so
And
everyone
they
came
all
in here.
went
like-
in and
Yeah.
got dinner,
so
which
he
was awesome.
he was so happy, like he wanted to run it back
Yeah.
like again, but it's just like we can never find the time.
Yeah,
and-
trying to like do this and then find the time to organize a tournament and shit. Like
I
we
ran
tried to
time,
do our
man.
big one at Top
Golf.
Golf, and it was just a huge flop. Like we couldn't
Yeah.
find sponsorship for it and shit. Like I mean, I even have like I still have one of the booklets that I created, and I shelled these things out, and it was a full like tier list, all broken down, beautifully done. like professionally printed, bound, send it out to companies, and just couldn't get anyone to fucking sign on with it. And then Topgolf was also wishy-washy too, because like they wanted to stick us like in a parking lot, like that was a little to the side of the property.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, you have to have bathrooms. You have to have police presence. I'm like, yes, I understand these things. Yeah. I'm telling you that I will arrange those. I don't need your hands on it. And they just like weren't trusting of it.
That's a hard part about being an organizer, the hidden things that people don't see. I mean, I was working one time with the Dodgers, and they were like, we had this whole thing. It was going to be at like the 7th inning stretch. The one guy was going to throw something, but before the game, it was in the parking lot. We're going to run a quick tournament for like an hour and a half, and then everybody go in. And then at the last minute, they were like, okay, well, you got to sell, these group tickets of 4 apiece. I'm like, wait, I'm not a group ticket salesman. Like,
yeah, correct.
I'm going to run the tournament. Like, what are you talking about? And, but that was like, I went to Dodger Stadium 4 times. I met with them. I talked to them. I printed all this stuff out, like you said, and then it all fell apart. It was like 3 months of my time. And then, you run a tournament and somebody's like, being an organizer is easy. And you're like,
yeah. I mean,
I just went through.
So
cornhole players can't afford to go to Dodger games. Come on now.
Dodger Stadium had if you're bleachers, man, you get a hot dog and a beer, and I think it was like at the time like $38 or something.
It's not too bad. That's all right. It's not bad.
It wasn't bad. Yeah, it was a good little deal.
What's ours? $15 ticket.
We're just spoiling
because
so
standing room.
The Guardian Stadium, they revamped their stadium. It's now the smallest professional sports stadium in terms of capacity. Across the 4 major sports for seats, because that's how stadium capacity is based off how many seats.
So it's intimate. It's intimate.
Well, no, so it's still the same size stadium, but they took out like a third of the seats, so they sell them all as standing room only. But the whole bottom right field side now is all like it's a huge bar,
restaurants and
so
shit. Like you just
they were very smart because they're trying to make it a younger crowd. So it's like the younger after work, and that's when you go to games now. It's like the young from 20 to 35. Like the whole area is packed up there. My kids love going to games. I mean, so it's like
and what other team can say that they're putting out every home game 20,000 plus every single game?
Yeah,
that's insane.
Awesome.
Like.
Not always in the seats.
They've done a good job. Yeah, you don't see them right behind home plate, but if you look out in the crowd,
if they hit a home run, then you're like, oh, there's everyone.
Yeah,
it's like, oh,
yeah, everyone just flocks over to it. Yeah, they're just the right field bar.
Correct.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, that's Petco down here in San Diego is incredible. They built that thing right in the middle of the city, and it's so fun. I mean, I went to Camden Yards. They had really cool things.
That's on my bucket list. I gotta get out. Yeah,
I mean, honestly, all the Cali stadiums are definitely on my bucket list.
I don't know if you knew this. Our dad is like the biggest Dodgers fan probably in the world.
Oh wow!
He's like since he was a Brooklyn Dodgers fan like way back in the day. Like his first favorite team was Brooklyn.
So that apple fell from the tree, rolled and hit some things on the bumps on the way down, and somehow you guys became Guardians fans.
Yeah,
I mean, born and raised in Cleveland, and they're the best mid-market team in the world. And someday we're gonna win a World Series. And watch out!
I hope
it's gonna be in the next 3 seasons.
Guardian.
All right, I'm gonna actually say this now. We will win a World Series in the next 3 years. With the Guardians.
Yeah, I mean, if everyone's
because we finally have to spend money. Yeah, and we have the investors to do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Hopefully. And we have good
young talent. That's the next you guys got to do a Guardians podcast.
Hey, I mean, I will mark this episode June 22nd.
Flag it down.
I will 3 years from now I will say suck it. Yeah.
It's just like that.
I'm telling you, we have just a phenomenal young talent.
But shout out to all the organizers. We appreciate all the hard work. We know how much it is, and there's so many good organizers out there that I don't think get enough kudos.
You guys do all the slave labor that
we had a guy last night. I think you might be familiar with him. He runs a huge league, Mike Napier.
Love
nice
Mike
dude.
Napier.
Yep. So he's guys like that. They don't think they get shouted out enough. Just like how much time and effort they put in to put these massive leagues on. But the game itself would not be even close to where it is. We would still be a backyard entity if it wasn't for these people taking upon themselves to run these events. So
absolutely, I love Mike. He hates Jalen Hurts, but somehow
he does hate Jalen.
The most Philadelphia guy I've ever seen in my Philadelphia fan. His team wins the Super Bowl, and all he does is bitch about his quarterback.
Right.
Hey. You got to bitch about something. I mean,
I guess you get that luxury if your teams actually win stuff.
True.
You know what I mean? Like
we
just
for us,
bitch in
it's just
general.
like, we're just terrible.
Fan, it's
brutal. Dude, yeah. I mean, we're basically in the same boat, brother. I mean, like we're basically the Cardinals of the AFC. So
there you go. That's true.
You guys at least had,
but you guys got
years,
Jeremiah Love though. He's gonna be a stud. You better get a Love jersey. Buy that Love jersey. It's gonna be sweet.
Yeah.
He's rookie of the year.
Gotta love Love. Gotta love Love. Ben, this has always been a fun, man. This is how many times has this been out? This has got to be 5 or 6, I would imagine, at least, right?
I think it's
At least once a year, right?
What's
There's
that?
got to be something right
Pretty
around
much,
there.
yeah. Once a year. I mean,
This is year 7.
we get you
once
on
a
every
year.
season. Yeah.
Yeah, almost. It's pretty crazy.
Well, we're always trying to pump out new features, so I'm like, hey, get me on there.
Listen, and we're taking the show in like a different route, but like obviously we've made connections across, and you're one of those dudes I consider a friend, and like if we're doing something, you're always welcome on, man. We appreciate the support through all the
one of
years.
these days, I was planning on getting to the Hall of Fame game because the Cardinals are playing it.
Oh, really?
My boy
Okay.
Larry Fitzgerald is
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to be in
Yeah.
there, so maybe I'd come out and hit some golf.
Dude, if you're
Please,
ever in the
yes,
area, please hit us up.
100%.
You know, you always got a spot.
My work handles everything for the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
As far as the event side of it. So
Okay.
I will.
Well, now
most
you got
likely
this new
be
house,
down
big
there,
new
but
house. I'm sure you got a guest room I could stay in.
I have several. Yeah.
We both do. Yeah, you're good. We're good. And you're normal. I could tell my wife
But
like he's
again, I
normal.
say several because it's just me and my wife. We only need one room. All right. So like, it doesn't have to be crazy huge. All right.
One's gonna be an
I got a
office.
kid in college. I might need a box under the freeway here soon. California. It's
That's crazy.
Hey,
Yeah,
Ohio's
crazy.
always welcoming. All right.
San Diego State, go Aztecs.
Oh, dude. That's not. They got some. I would say their logos are pretty sweet.
I love their football jerseys.
Yeah.
Man. They have some of the
And
sweetest
they
ones
got
out
a
there.
pretty good football stadium there. It's
They
Do they?
pretty-
Okay. Their basketball team's always pretty decent too, aren't they?
Yeah,
Isn't that what they're kind of known for?
They're decent.
I went
in
to
the
a
sports
game.
world.
I got to go to a game this year too. It was
Did you?
super
Okay.
fun. They
Hell
were
yeah.
already kinda out of it, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Dude,
Great
college
stadium.
basketball is just electric to be around.
Just being in college.
Hey,
is
man,
Yeah,
brother. I
I
know.
really love it.
I know. I know.
But now that they can serve alcohol at all like collegiate sports, it's a big difference.
I don't know. I started having panic mode. My daughter turned 9 last weekend, and I woke up that morning. I turned to my wife. I'm like, she's gonna leave us soon. I'm like, we're like halfway there. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, I can't believe like it's been
Sean,
9 years.
okay, you know
It's
this
crazy.
younger generation will be
I
living
know.
with their parents until they're 30.
I don't say that, but
It's my wife. She'd be stoked about that. So.
I know. My daughter, yes. My son, I mean, given the day, I mean, we'll see.
You know that they can replay this, right?
Yeah, love you, Logan. If you ever find this,
No, thank you guys for having me. Thank
course,
you for
man.
everything you guys have done for the freaking community. It's been amazing.
it's been a
hell
fun
of a
ride, man.
ride. I've always enjoyed it. It's one of those where if I had a good drive, an hour, 2-hour drive, it was good to throw it on there and listen to you guys. You guys crack me up. So I consider you good friends as well, man. And it's
Appreciate that.
been a good run.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Man.
All right, so we'll have you hang on. We'll let the folks go at home.
For sure.
We'll be back next week. We're gonna keep popping off these guests, man.
Yeah,
I think we're
just,
down to like 7
rattle
or 8
them off
episodes
and
off.
just,
and-
Just send it off into the sunset.
yes. So as always,
on.
we hope you throw it straight. That's nothing but 4 baggers from here on out.
Cornhole it.
Later.
Hang on, I didn't do this and I feel bad.
Oh, the
Just wanted to hit
Everyone's,
it a couple
like, swerving
times.
now?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
All right, just all right,
Bye.
we're good. We can just go.
Bye.